In 1963, a homeowner in central Turkey was renovating his basement when he took a sledgehammer to a stubborn rock wall. Behind the rubble, instead of dirt or a foundation, he uncovered a dark, perfectly carved tunnel. When local authorities arrived with flashlights to investigate, that single corridor kept going. It eventually opened up into a massive, multi-level subterranean world that had been completely abandoned. Up on the surface, the landscape of this region, Cappadocia, already looks like another planet. Towering, light brown spires known as fairy chimneys dot the terrain, created by millions of years of wind and water eroding soft volcanic ash. While humans had long hollowed out these surface formations for homes, a more complex urban network was being carved hundreds of feet straight down into the earth. That renovation revealed a forgotten capability for massive, highly structured urban planning, executed entirely out of sight. This cross-section illustrates the scale of Derinkuyu. The city drops 85 meters into the earth, mapped out across 18 distinct floor levels. The space was designed to simultaneously shelter up to 20,000 people, keeping them and their livestock alive for months at a time. This presents an immediate, massive physical problem. Digging an 18-story skyscraper downward using only primitive bronze and iron hand tools requires an astonishing amount of labor and precision. It also raises a historical question. What threat forces a population of that size to pack up and disappear off the grid? The evidence points to Derinkuyu serving as a sophisticated emergency bunker, engineered specifically to preserve a society caught under extreme, relentless duress. The geological foundation making this possible is a specific type of compressed volcanic ash called tuff. It is soft and malleable. When ancient builders began excavating, they recognized natural fault lines, known as thermal joints, running through the tuff. Instead of fighting the rock, they carved their massive chambers and tunnels along these existing fractures. The foundational digs started roughly 3,000 years ago with the Hittites and Phrygians. Later, during the Byzantine period, early Christians expanded the networks to hide from Roman persecution and recurring Arab military raids. If you walk through level 1 today, the first things you encounter are expansive stables, complete with feeding troughs carved directly into the walls. Keeping the animals strictly on the uppermost tier was a calculated logistical choice. It made routing animal waste out of the city manageable and allowed livestock to be quickly herded to the surface for grazing. By isolating the agriculture at the top, the builders prevented disease outbreaks before they could spread to the human quarters below. Mastering this sanitation was a requirement for surviving deep underground. This floor plan of Derinkuyu highlights the defensive choke points, labeled stone doors, which form a labyrinthine defense strategy designed to stop invaders who breached the surface. Once a surface attack began, the residents quickly retreated past these massive rolling stone doors. Weighing 500 kilograms, each circular disc is carved from hard andesite rock and sits in a deep groove, allowing just a few people to push it shut from the inside. Each disc features a hole carved directly through the center. This central opening allowed defenders to safely spear attackers trying to break through, or to pass essential messages between sealed zones. But locking 20,000 people inside a sealed stone vault introduces a new invisible threat: mass suffocation. This diagram traces the airflow through Derinkuyu's 52 precision-carved ventilation shafts. They act like a passive respiratory system, using natural convection to pull fresh oxygen down up to 55 meters while pushing the stale air up and out. Notice how the bottom of these air shafts plunge directly into the groundwater. This dual-purpose design provided the community with safe drinking water from inside the bunker, while simultaneously cooling the city to a constant 13 to 15 degrees Celsius. By pairing impenetrable defensive choke points with an off-grid climate control system, the builders transformed a temporary cave into a fortress capable of waiting out months-long sieges. If you descend to the deepest accessible area, level 8, the utilitarian tunnels give way to spiritual centers. Here, you find cruciform Byzantine churches and schools, their ceilings still adorned with vibrant religious frescoes, proving the community maintained their culture in the dark. Despite centuries of continuous occupation, the city was eventually left empty. In 1923, following the Greco-Turkish War, a forced population exchange displaced the local Christian minority. When those families departed for Greece, they took the cultural memory and the navigational knowledge of the underground cities with them. The incoming residents, unaware of the layout below, simply walled up the drafty holes in their basements. This map of the Nevşehir region shows Derinkuю's true context. To date, researchers have documented 36 separate underground cities scattered across these hills. Archaeological surveys suggest these cities are interconnected by kilometers of deep earth tunnels. Based on ground-penetrating radar, over 200 more of these subterranean settlements may still exist, completely undiscovered. The bustling surface world of modern Cappadocia rests over a sprawling ancient network, proving that history's greatest secrets can hide right beneath our feet.